Flight boss, bitch. You know, for sure. You're not listening to the Mind of an Terry's Move. I'm the Archangel Uriel. And I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And we're going to talk about how to know when your ass is possessed. That's right, how to know when your motherfucking ass is possessed. Because I got a lot of videos about people being possessed and shit like that, but we got a bunch of new people who are watching me now. So for the most part, you could be possessed. So this video is for everybody, so anybody can get a clear understanding, whether you're around someone who's possessed or you may be possessed. Because you got people who are possessed on a large magnitude kind of way, and you got people who are possessed on a small magnitude kind of way. So throughout this video, you're going to be able to understand the polar shifts of how you can be possessed. Now, for the most part, you could be a person who possessed, and you could be affecting everybody in your goddamn life. So if you're very new to my channel, and you're new to this energy signature, you're going to be able to understand and overstand, and therefore you'll be able to see and stop yourself and detox yourself from all these motherfucking demonic ass energies that's affecting your ass to filter through you to affect your whole surroundings and burn bridges with every fucking body that you connect with. So you need to understand that. So for the most part, what is being possessed at its root cause, at its systematic truth of it? What is being possessed? Anytime you're doing something against your will, period. Now sit back and think about how many things you do against your free will. Now what do I mean by that? Anytime you're doing something based upon an external reference, aka an external person, place, or thing. Anytime you feel obligated or feel responsible for something outside of you, you are possessed. Now, you have some people who are possessed in a large magnitude kind of way, to the point that the energy signatures overwhelms them, and they get submerged and over-observed into that realm of reality to the point that they can become drowned. But you have some people who are possessed in a small magnitude kind of way. Yeah, they do certain things on a day-to-day basis, but they don't let these things affect them in a way that it start to become turbulent in their lives. See what I'm saying? So, let's start to break this down when we talk about actually being possessed. Now, when you're being possessed by a 4th, 5th, or 6th dimensional being who have probably died from the 3rd dimension or trying to be born in a 3rd dimension. Now, what I mean by died is sometimes people as spirits leave this body, but if they was emotionally attached to certain things, aka shapes and forms, aka external yang masculine versions of the realm of reality that they were in, then when they die from this shape and form, the light that they go into don't be a light of a parent. It be a light that be built with information of the shape and form that they was attached to. So if they was attached to a certain car, attached to a certain house, a material thing, their spirit will circle these things, will actually hunt these things, and anyone who go get these things as a possession will actually pick up that energy signature and that person's spirit along with it. Then once that person's spirit attack that person's mentality in some kind of way, and that person's mentality, they start to add vibrations, aka start to add feelings and emotions about the thoughts that they just received from this possession that's haunted by the spirit, aka if you get a possession, if you get something right and it's haunted, you're gonna start to think certain things. You're gonna be like, something ain't right with this. Boom. That's that 4th, 5th, and 6th dimensional being able to attach to a 3rd dimensional realm of reality in some type of way. So it has to be through a thought, concept, or a feeling and emotion. That's the only way they can experience the 3rd dimension. Because in the 4th dimension, it's so light that you can't even experience what you want to experience unless you're very strong. And if you haven't experienced that realm, if you just died from the 3rd dimension and just went there, your ass probably gonna come back here because you ain't developed all your rings yet. You could go to my ring video, you know what I'm saying, the 9-month system, the trying year, my video about the trying year, and that breaks that down. 9 times out of 10, when you go to the 4th, 5th, and 6th dimension, you probably ain't got all your rings and gems yet. So your ass end up dying. You ain't even last no time there. Your ass end up coming back in the 3rd dimension. But here's why. Now, a bunch of spirits who just died from the 3rd dimension, right? Once they turn into ghosts, like they haunting certain things that they was emotionally attached to, whether it was a person, place, or thing, other people, places, or things, other people who get around these things that this spirit is actually haunting, actually give this person an idea that now they get into this person's universe. Now, once they get it, once they start to work that idea, work that person's thought concept, that person's universe, to the point that this person start to add emotions and feelings to it, and start to experience this every day, start to have vibes about it, start to dictate their life around that feeling and emotion, then slowly but surely they start to manifest themselves, and they could be born again in the third dimension as this person's child or something like that. Or a lot of times when you get fourth, fifth, and sixth dimensional beings that's coming from the zero realm, and they just now wanting to experience, that's like baby spirits, like spirits who they don't know what they doing. They just reckless in the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension. They just in search for a body, a flesh. You can get spirits like that too, that will possess you and things of that nature. So that's what you need to understand when you're getting possessed. And the way how they attack you is, like I said, through a vibration. So they have to come through a frequency or a vibration, a thought or a feeling and emotion, and that's how they can attach themselves to the third dimension. So anytime you feel obligated, feel responsible. So in the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension, everything is in reverse. So when you think you're looking up, they're not looking down, they're looking up. You see what I'm saying? It's like in the same type of scenario and circumstance. So what you need to know is they're trying to experience. So when you're dealing with the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension, them trying to come into the third dimension, they have to come through an emotion or feeling or a thought. So a lot of times they come through your natal chart. Now your natal chart is your basic alignment and what you be manifesting in your life. So due to your houses, your areas of life, and your natal alignment, you got certain energies that you affect your surroundings, and your houses is your areas of life. So this is your family, your friends, people you manifest in your life, and things of that nature. So these esoteric beings are able to resonate with a light that you're giving off, aka a circumstance that you are in, or an emotion and feeling that you catch, and then once it go through your solar system and you orchestrate it, you put it out in the universe so it can vibrate on a certain frequency for other beings can resonate. Now when you got spirits that's trying to find the light, aka a lot of times what you just emitted off as your thought or your feeling, that be the light in the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension. So you see what I'm saying? A spirit could resonate with that and go into that motherfucking shit. So this is why you need to understand, be careful with your around, and the people, places, and things you are around, and what they're putting on your mind, and what they're putting on your, what they're making you feel obligated about. Because a lot of times, once that what you just caught from the external realm go through your solar system, then you output your own alchemy, chemistry, mixture of it out in the universe, aka you emit your light of it in the universe. You're participating in an energy signature, and if a spiritual being is resonating with that energy signature, now you got to think about what you just emitted. Think about everybody you be around. Think about all the bullshit y'all be talking about. Think about all the experiences you be having. Think about all the locations you be around that be vibrating in certain situations, to the point that it make you feel like, man, I shouldn't be here. This place ain't me. Things of that nature. Now all that is on you received all those experiences, and you constructed your own idea and feeling and emotion about what you received. So now you output your own thought and feeling and emotion, and it went out in that same frequency vibration that you was just rotating in, aka that circumstance you was in, and they created that situation that you was rotating in. You see what I'm saying? As a pattern, as a routine. So you can't debunk what I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? So for the most part, this is how they can attack you. So just think about people you are around who don't watch Archangel Uriel. This is once again another example how they share possibilities of being an agent around you. You see what I'm saying? So who knows how many spirits they already have on them before they even come around you to even have a motherfucking conversation. A conversation could hurt you. Now, a logical, rational person, y'all like to talk. So y'all probably think what I'm talking about right now is bullshit. But it's not. A conversation could hurt your ass. So you need to understand that too. Once you get spiritually inclined, you'll start to be aware of all this shit. So you will start to see shit ahead of time. So once you indulge and a problem do come to you, you will know spiritually you ain't got nobody to blame but yourself. Otherwise, if you super logical, rational, low vibrational person who don't give a fuck about this shit, you'll find yourself being in a situation for the rest of your life, blaming others for the situation that you are in. Then your situation will never change. You'll keep manifesting that circumstance of that imagination that you keep creating for yourself. You created the concept of other people being your problem. It's as simple as that. Now, what you need to know is, now these demons, these entities, these fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension. Now to get to heaven, you have to go through hell. So to get to the seventh, eighth, and ninth dimension, you have to go through the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension, which is the subconscious realm. So what you need to understand is this overall being that we are in, not this Lucifer, not this one specific constellation, not this, I'm talking about the overall. What you need to know is, it's a trine being. So it has a spirit, which it birthed a lot of spirits, was created the ninth, eighth, and seventh dimension. But the overall spirit of it, the overall concept of it, is just one thing: the seventh, eighth, and ninth dimension as a whole. Then its subconscious realm, which is lower natures, is the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension, which is all the shapes and forms it's created for itself. So that's going down. So so this will be the left hemisphere, and this will be the right hemisphere of the being that we are in. Then the lowest of the lowest, shit the shit out the physical forms so it can transform itself, will be the third, second, and the first dimension. You know what I'm saying? So that will be what we call external, yang, energy. You know what I'm saying? Energy, where energy can be created and destroyed, or not created and destroyed, where things could take shape and form, where non-physical could become physical, where time could be exalted, where imaginations can sustain itself, where the expansion can take more time and expansion. So what y'all think is something taking structure is not taking structure. You just so small that whatever the explosion is, you live in every experience of it. And then the realm of reality that you are in, the realm of reality that exists that's smaller than you, is what you think is physical or solid, or what you think is what you're standing on. But in that frequency vibration, they're living in existence just like you. It's not as spread out and things of that nature, because you're in a higher realm of reality. So what you need to understand is this: when we're talking about this being, right now, the way its children, the beings that live within it, the lords, the gods, and all that things, they live in the shapes, and there are the lesser spirits. So they're taking the lesser shapes and forms that was created from the overall being that we're in. So for the most part, they're trying to play their spot and position in their location. So when they're coming to you in your life, a lot of times, this is how they trick you. They make you think what you're doing against your will. They make you think that these things is actually beneficial to you in some type of way. And then they work through you for you could come up with logic and rational responses to these experiences. And these logical, rational responses that you come up with is at the root of it just be justifications. You end up coming up with justifications, end up justifying why you're doing what you're doing. So for the most part, let's just take the simplest one. You got a job. A job is you doing something that's going against your will, because you know spiritually when you wake up every goddamn morning, your ass really don't go to work. But here's the thing: this how this being work and lie for you to stay in that system and that routine, so this could be on your mind before you die, so you could come back into this realm of reality. It'll make you think what you're doing is beneficial to you. So it set up a system for you to need to work. So now for you to get the things, for you to think that you need to sustain yourself, it created a system for you to get these things. So now you think that system is beneficial for you to get the things that you need or want to sustain yourself. So now, not only are you doing something against your will, but now you got some type of science or some type of logic or language to make you feel good or to justify you going against your will. So now it got you. You see what I'm saying? It got you now. But your spirit always tell you you're in the wrong circumstance or situation every time you experience getting the short end of the stick. You working all your motherfucking experience in your life and getting little to nothing. And once you sit back and be like, damn, I'm doing all this for little to nothing, that's your spirit telling you that you're being lied to. But since you're so lost, you don't even know where to start to even be like, what the fuck is he talking about? I'm being lied to. But I'm letting you know right now, this is a higher spirit utilizing you to go against your will. So anytime you feel obligated, responsible to do something, or 9 times out of 10, you're being ruled by an entity. Now you need to know what this entity having you do. Is this entity putting you into stress? Is this entity making you feel like you're never good enough? Is this entity making you feel like you have to do more of something, come more into density, more experiences, aka more into routine, aka more into a hellistic way of life, aka your spirit is in spiritual hell, aka manifest a physical shape or form of having experience in hell in some way, shape, or form? If you have any spirits that's putting you into that energy, then you are possessed by a demon. You need to know that. If you are damning other people for not being in the same circumstance or situation and not believing into the same things that you're believing because of what kind of spirit taught you certain things, you are possessed. Now, when you hear me say, I'm here to carry out God duties and obligations, yeah. Now, sit back and analyze, what are my burdens? Y'all don't hear me talking about no job. Y'all don't hear me talking about no me trying to do anything these religious people be trying to do, or y'all don't hear me talking about trying to build no business or get no land. Y'all don't hear me trying to do none of this shit that these planets and these spirits is trying to make all y'all do, and just the strongest spirits survive. Only the strong survive, and the weak ones is left to complain that can't do that shit, and the strong ones is left to rule, who can do that shit and rule their space and location. But that's all it is. Y'all don't hear me trying to do none of that shit. What's the most stressful shit y'all hear me saying? God damn, I ain't get to do a video today. Goddamn, an entity came and tried to attack my physical body and try to make me feel sick, so it tried to stop me from doing a video. Goddamn, I can't even eat, so I can only drink lemon juice and cranberry juice with sea salt. Like, think about my gripes compared to everybody else's gripes. You see what I'm saying? So, whatever. If we are all possessed, then we need to sit back, because these entities are more powerful than you. If you are in the third dimension, you need to know that. But you are more powerful than them because you are in the third dimension, because they're not trying to do nothing but experience the third dimension, because they get washed away by beings that's more stronger than them in the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension. So that's what you need to know. That's why I be telling y'all, a lot of times y'all are more powerful than the spirits that y'all be worshiping. So everybody is enticed. Everybody indulge. Everybody do something against their will in some way, shape, or form. So what you need to know, you need to understand your space and location, and you need to start reconstructing what you going to be doing. Therefore, you're signing the contract, but you're looking over the terms and conditions before you sign that contract. So everything is an agreement. Same way you do deals, same way you do business, same way you got a bank account, same way you do the bargain and gain system. You go make money to go buy shit. So I don't care how religious you are, you're in this motherfucking system. So you need to start understanding it from a higher level before your ass go to hell and you down here in the third dimension telling everybody they're going to a place that you already at. So you need to understand how to get more clarity in your life and watch our change your EL. But for the most part, fuck the disclaimers. Let's talk about this. What you need to understand is how to understand spiritual law. Because same way as government down here, it's a galactic federation of light up there. Same way as a bargain and gain system down here, it's a bargain and gain system up there. Same way you go to court down here, you go to court up there when you get in trouble. So your ass need an esoteric lawyer. Now this is what my video is about. I am an esoteric lawyer. So this is what's actually going on, right? This is what you need to understand. If you are going to have certain responsibilities or burdens down here, you need to make sure that you're looking over these terms and agreements. You need to make sure you're not getting fucked out of the contract to the point that you sign a contract to the point that you doing a whole bunch of shit that it don't even matter. Once you die from this physical vessel, the contract ain't even up. So your ass, it don't matter how conscious aware you are or how ascendant you are or how spiritually inclined you are. You just going to be a spiritually inclined person having to come right back into this realm of reality to finish out the contract that you just signed. So look over all the terms and agreements, all the terms and the conditions, and everything that you don't agree with, don't sign that contract. That means being undecided. And therefore, If that fourth, fifth, and sixth dimensional spirit want to experience, then they gonna have to come up with a better contract. Otherwise, they gonna have to leave your ass alone. Because once you got conviction and you spiritually strong, they can't even fuck with your ass in the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension. So they gonna have to let you be and attack your ass through external appearances and shit like that on some other type shit. But for the most part, this is how you start to know how strong you is, and then how you know you start to interact with certain spirits that they gotta work with you, and then you start to interact with spirits that's strong, and you start to you start to die. See what? I'm just teaching you how to get to the pond. Once you get to the pond, you gotta experience yourself. You gotta drink. You gotta learn what to do and what not to do. Everybody their own individual, but I can show you where to go though. Just once you get there, you're on your own. You can just come to my crib and chill out and play video games and shit like that, or chill, play music. We can party and shit like that, whatever like that, or watch some TV and shit like that, or we could eat. You know what I'm saying? I be cooking dinner and shit, plate full of melanin, plate full of all the kind of esoteric fruits and watermelons and melanin type of fruits and shit. We could eat and get spiritually inclined. Then come back into the third dimension and experience that shit. We can do a lot of that shit. You know what I'm saying? But you still gotta get your own house. You still gotta get your own car. You still gotta get your own family in that realm. You see what I'm saying? So I can take you to the pond. You gotta drink yourself. You see what I'm saying? So when we talk about these beings, a lot of times they make your shit look good and make it look like whatever you doing, it ain't no burden or obligation and things of that nature. And that's where they get your ass. You see what I'm saying? So they put you through this whole little thing to the point that you think you following them and shit. Hold on, let me put this shit on the motherfucking charger. So make sure you're looking over that motherfucking contract, because they have your ass doing all kind of shit out of your own will, making you think that you're doing shit using your will. Like, man, I gotta get up and just fuck it. I gotta use my willpower. I gotta have strength to do this shit. You know what I'm saying? So now you're creating extra will that you don't even have anymore, because they done dissipated all the will that you did have, aka soaked up all your energy, made your attention go to everything they wanted it to go to. Now you going deep inside yourself to get some extra shit. So now they using your ass for more than what you, aka giving you more hours in the esoteric work, an esoteric job that you work at in the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension. And you think you getting benefits, but you just working more hours, wearing your motherfucking spirit out to the point your spirit all tangled and twisted. So you need to look at these motherfucking contracts, and look over all the motherfucking shit. And if you don't agree to that shit, don't sign that motherfucking contract. And that's you being spiritually strong. And they have to come with a better contract. And aka in the third dimension, it'll play out as a better living condition, a better circumstance, a better job that pay more, or a better hustle, or a better business angle, or a better beauty salon. Like that's how it would play out, because you didn't take the first thing that was given to you. You didn't get absorbed by everybody else's idea and concepts and get absorbed by what they was possessed with, and you wasn't possessed yourself to think that you will be a failure if you're not doing things that everybody else is doing in the world. So once you start to get absorbed in that, like, oh man, I gotta do things that everybody else is doing to feel comfortable because I might be looked at as weird. Boom, you let yourself get possessed. But the moment you start to let everybody else dictate you and come give you advice on what to do, and you think that's the normal thing also, boom, you're letting other people outside influences possess you. So you need to look at the contract and see if it's something that's natural to your true state of being. Regardless how the illusion look. I don't care how shit look like in front of you, like it's all about to fall down. You don't sign no goddamn contracts. You wait. You wait till that motherfucking demon come back with a better contract, or that spirit, or that angel, or that whatever, fairy, or whatever. And once it come with a better contract, you will know. You'll be like, damn, I'm glad I took this. I'm glad I waited, or whatever like that. Sometimes your ancestors, or your guiding lights, or your guiding angels will come help you sometimes. They'll come create a harsh scenario so you don't take what was first presented to you. And you'll be thinking like, damn, something always fucking up my plans. No, that's your higher angel, your guardian angel, or me coming in some type of metaphysical way, stopping you from taking that first thing, because that first thing is really going to be the hindrance for you in the long run. We're really, what you think is a bad scenario now that's stopping you is really a greater light at the end of that road. And sometimes y'all be so blind, beings like me gotta come to y'all like that, or just other beings that might be your guardian angels gotta come to you like that, because y'all be hard-headed. Your head be so hard and so physical in the third dimension. Goddamn, gotta come in a metaphysical way that almost represents a third dimensional catastrophic moment for your ass to understand this shit, because you always under it, standing under somebody else's theology or concepts. So yeah, look at that motherfucking contract, get you an esoteric lawyer, and then don't sign shit unless it goes with your state a little bit more with your state of being. Therefore, you got an agreement that you take a little, you could give a little. You take one step, this esoteric being could take another step. You know what I'm saying? And it could work like that. It don't work like you just giving all your motherfucking energy out, and this motherfucker is in a world it's in, living all kind of blissful lives, even in the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension. And then when it come into the third dimension, getting born through your ass or one of your family members, based upon you being possessed, affecting other people. Now this being is born through one of your family members because you gave them a headache all the time. So now it's born through them, and this motherfucker could come in this lifetime and be as popular as it was in the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension. Then this would be the family member that don't give you shit. Now that work. 20 years later, this motherfucker rich as fuck. You old as fuck. This motherfucker don't even like you. It hate you, not knowing esoterically you the reason this motherfucker's even here. It's fucked up. I'm fucking with y'all, man. Flight boss, bitch.